Welcome to this energizing and motivational yin yoga practice. Who is this good for? This is good for everyone. If you're a woman going through perimenopause, menopause, if you're someone who just needs some time to their self, somebody who just needs time to be, this is the class for you. I offer affirmations throughout this class to help keep the mental and emotional aspects energized and motivated. So go ahead and grab your props. You're going to need more props than you probably think. If you have blocks, if you have bolsters, if you have towels, if you have blankets, pillows, whatever it is that you have at home, go ahead and grab it and we'll get started. Our first asana will be caterpillar pose. And caterpillar is very similar to Paschimottanasana, as you may know it in Vinyasa Hatha classes. The legs extend out in front and you sit upright on your sit bones. If you don't feel like you're upright on your sit bones, then bring something underneath so that you're slightly lifted. This will help the pelvis to straighten out and be vertical. From here, you want to make sure that the legs are relaxed and that they fall to their natural rotation. One thing about yin yoga is that alignment has a much lesser role in each asana as compared to any other style of yoga. So let that alignment go. We're going to take an easy forward fold here, so letting the chin tuck towards the chest and then rolling down through the spine. Let the arms float forward with you, and be mindful here, if the head is floating, either bring a bolster on the legs up to the belly as your support system, and bring something else underneath the head if you need it for support. It doesn't really matter where the arms go. You can leave them by your sides. If you'd rather use your hands to stack under the forehead, feel free to do that as well. We will stay in each pose for 3 minutes today. So get yourself comfy. We'll take this first minute to find that edge of comfort so that you feel sensation along the back of the body. So this means that you'll feel it through the legs, the backs of the legs. You may feel it in the lower back and along the spine. We don't want to have too much sensation through the neck. So make sure that you support your head enough so that it stays nice and long and doesn't collapse forward. But once you've settled into your pose, take a nice big breath. And as you exhale, let everything relax and melt. And find some stillness here. Yin Yoga gives us the opportunity to spend time with ourselves, with our bodies, with our thoughts and emotions. And sometimes these sensations that come up, whether they're physical or mental or emotional, they can be uncomfortable. It's okay, it's temporary. It'll pass. Allow the breath to flow naturally without any special breathing technique, just a nice in and out breath. I use affirmations in the practice as a way to enhance the experience. If you don't resonate with any affirmations suggested, it's okay. Focus on your breath and focus on staying in the moment instead. If you do resonate with the affirmations, then repeat it in your mind as many times as needed. I'll offer you an affirmation for each pose that we do in this practice. Your first affirmation: I am a creative and radiant soul. I am a creative and radiant soul. Take one more nice big breath. And slowly and mindfully start to slide the hands back towards your hips and start to roll up through the spine. There's no rush to come out of the pose. Once your torso is upright, gently move the props out of the way and we'll take a rebound pose in Savasana. Now, if you happen to be inversion free, then you can use your props behind you to make sure that you don't lie flat. The rebound pose is here for the body to recover from the pose. Let the eyes close and take rest for this next minute. Allow yourself to feel the feels here. Take one more nice deep breath. Very gently roll onto one side and press yourself up to a seated position. Our next pose will be reclined bound angle pose. So you can take this flat on the mat if you'd like. Bring the legs into the butterfly position and simply lie back. If this is too intense on the legs for the 3 minutes, use your blocks or other props, pillows, blankets underneath the thighs to prevent over opening of the inner thighs and the hips. If you are inversion free, then set up your pillows, bolster so that you are on a slight angle so that the head is higher. Again, we'll stay here for 3 minutes. When you're ready, settle back. We have this first minute to make any adjustments that you may need or want. The target area here obviously is the hips and the inner thighs. If you are on a bolster or blocks, then the arms come out to the side. This includes the chest in the opening. Just be mindful that when the arms are out to the side, they don't come higher than the shoulders. We want them shoulder height or lower. It's okay to let the eyes close here. Just focus in on your natural rhythm of breath. Find your stillness and melt into the pose. Your affirmation for this pose: I am eternally safe. All I need flows to me effortlessly. I am eternally safe. All I need flows to me effortlessly. You have roughly about 30 seconds left here. If you'd like to make any adjustments to either intensify the sensation or decrease, then go ahead and do that now and settle back into your stillness. Take one more nice, deep, full breath. And to come out of this pose, we're going to start by moving the arms down so that the hands connect with the legs. Use the hands to gently bring the legs to a parallel position so the feet are flat on the mat. From here, allow the legs to extend long underneath you, finding that Savasana position, either flat on the mat, or if you're inversion free, finding your positioning on the block and the bolster or the pillows, which you may be there already. Let the eyes close and take rest. Now you'll notice when you come into the rebound pose that there is a rush of energy that happens. That rush of energy is the fluid in your body coming back into the area that was compressed. So in this case, the hips and or the chest. You may feel it in other areas too. This is totally possible. It's the body replenishing the fluids in that area of the body to help heal and rejuvenate. Take one more nice deep breath. And just gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Our next pose is also reclined. It's called Banana Asana, one of my favorite poses to say the name of. And the reason why it's called Banana Asana is because you will essentially make the shape of a banana. It's a curved posture so that we're opening up the side body, the outer leg, the outer hip, the waistline, and the outer ribs or the side of the ribs. If you are doing this pose inversion free, the hips will lift and move over to the right. Legs extend long and move over to the left. From there, move the shoulders over to the left as well. And let the arms float up over the head. If you feel like you're falling off of your bolster, then simply move yourself over to the right a little bit more so that you feel fully supported. If you would like to intensify the sensation through the right side of the body, you can take the right ankle and cross it over the left. If this proves to be over your 50% of intensity, then just gently release it and let the legs fall to their natural rotation. Your affirmation for this pose. I allow love to fill me up and guide me in all of my actions. I allow love to fill me up and guide me in all of my actions. If at any point you have any pins, needles, numbness, or tingling, that's happening in the hands or even in the feet. That's a signal that maybe you need to decrease the sensation or just simply move the body so that that sensation goes away. When you get those pins, needles, numbness, and tingling, it means there's a compression in the flow of the blood. We want to make sure that compression goes away so that you can get the full energy to the body parts that need it. If you do find that you have to move, just very simply move the arms, move the legs, and find your stillness again. Take one more nice deep breath in this pose. If the arms are overhead, gently bring them down by your sides. Slowly and mindfully bring the legs in a more central position underneath you. And gently bend the knees, bring the feet flat, lift the hips, move them back to center, get your shoulders back to center, and find your way into your Savasana. And we'll stay here for about a minute. Take one more nice deep breath. And we'll make our way into Banana Asana on the other side. Move into this pose, bend the legs, feet flat. Lift the hips, move them over to the left side of the mat. Let the legs re-lengthen. Walk them over to the right. Walk the shoulders and the upper body over to the right, making sure those hips are nice and parallel to the ground. Arms can float up overhead if that's comfortable for you. Prop as you need. If you want more intensity, the left foot can cross over the right. Just be mindful, we're looking for only 50% of your intensity. As the 3 minutes go by, the body will start to open up, and you may sense that the intensity gets a little bit deeper. If for whatever reason you're not feeling the edge of comfort or you have no sensation through the body, it's okay. Simply focus on the breath or the affirmation instead. Use this first minute to get yourself into your edge, and then find your stillness. Your next affirmation. I show compassion and love through my communication. I show compassion and love through my communication. have about 30 seconds left in this pose. Feel free to make any slight adjustments for the last time remaining. Take one more nice, big, deep breath. And start by moving the arms. If they're overhead, bring them towards the sides of your body. Gently start moving yourself back into more of a straight line. Moving the legs, moving the shoulders slowly and mindfully. If you need to lift the hips and shift them slightly, go ahead. And find your Savasana. We'll stay here for a minute. Start to deepen your breath. And slowly and mindfully roll onto one side. Gently press yourself up to a seated position for our last pose. Our last two poses. It's a two-sided pose. So our next pose will be Sleeping Deer. Now to come into Sleeping Deer, you're going to come into a seated position with the right leg bent in front and the left leg bent behind. So your legs make a W. Go ahead and grab your props, your bolster, your pillows, your blankets. Bring it over to the right side of your body. You want the edge of your props to be right up against the hip. From here, you lengthen up through the spine, twist around to the right, and it's okay if this back hip comes up off of the mat. You're going to turn so much so or twist enough that the belly comes onto the bolster and the chest. Now you have a choice here. You can either turn the head to the left or to the right. The right will give you a full spinal twist. The left will give you a partial. Both are valid because the target area is the waist and the middle, lower spine, and the outer hip. So it's okay if the neck is not comfortable going all the way around to the right, no problem. Once you find what's comfortable, go ahead and settle in. And just like the other poses, we will stay for 3 minutes. And my inversion-free friends, you may need an extra pillow or block to make sure that you stay slightly elevated. To intensify this, without using your hands, you can move the left leg further back behind you. You can adjust the distance of the heel to the sit bone. The left thigh can come closer if it's too intense. It can come further away, wherever you might need it or want it to go. And the arms can rest wherever you need them to rest, by your sides, under the head. Wherever they feel, they can just melt and relax. Again, taking about 10 more seconds to get settled in if you're not already, and find your stillness. Your next affirmation: I am confident in all that I do. I am confident in all that I do. You have roughly about 30 more seconds in this pose, so take any adjustments that you need to or want to, and resettle into your stillness. Take one more nice, big, full breath. If your head was rotated to the right, gently rotate it to the left. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders and start to roll up through the spine. Find your way into your version of Savasana for our rebound. Moving slowly, moving mindfully, and then settling back and taking rest. Take one more nice, big, deep breath. And slowly and mindfully roll onto one side. And gently press yourself up to a seated position. So what we do on one side, we do on the other, finding sleeping deer now on the second side. This time the left leg is in front, finding that W shape in the legs. Bolster or props come up to the left hip. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. As you exhale, give a twist. Turn to face your bolster pillows, and it's okay if that right hip comes up. Laying down on your belly. And either taking the full rotation of the spine so that the head turns to the left, or not. bringing it to the right. Either way, you'll get a beautiful twist through the middle of the body. And of course, my inversion-free friends, use any props that you need to keep yourself on your nice diagonal. We'll take this first minute to settle in, finding what works for you in this pose on this side. And it's okay if the second side is different from the first. Each side has its own personality. We got to roll with the punches on that one. Feel free to move that right leg either towards the navel or back towards the tail, whatever works for you, so that you feel a nice sensation through the upper glutes, the waist, the obliques, and maybe through the middle spine. Make sure that you find some stillness now. If it helps, take a deep breath, and on your exhale, just let everything go. And your next affirmation. I love the feeling of connection, intuitiveness, and alignment. I love the feeling of connection, intuitiveness, and alignment. You have about 30 seconds left in this pose. Make any adjustments that you'd like to either increase or decrease the sensation, and find your stillness again. Take one more nice, big, full breath. And to exit the pose, the first thing we move is the head. If you're looking to the left, gently lift your head and turn it to the right. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders and gently start to press yourself up to a vertical position. That concludes, that's our last asana. So now we're going to find our final Shavasana. You can prop it or not prop it. You can have as much elevation as you like, or just lie flat. And this final Shavasana will stay in for 5 minutes. Allow everything to settle down. And take rest. And your last affirmation for this practice. I trust that I am loved completely and unconditionally. I trust that I am loved completely and unconditionally. Gradually start to deepen your breath. Find energy in the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Let the arms extend up overhead. Bring the legs together long underneath you and give yourself a nice long stretch through the body. From here, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a nice hug. And gently rock from side to side, or if you're on a bolster, just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And find your way into fetal position on your right side, using the bottom arm as a pillow for your head. Gently push up to a seated position. Eyes closed, either hands pressed together in prayer at the heart center, or one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take a few moments here, check in to see how you feel after that practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and of course, spiritually? And give a few moments now for some gratitude, something that you're thankful for in this moment, and a few reasons why. This helps to deepen the feeling, the sensation of gratitude, to bring more into our lives. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.